Ready, Mike? Cool. Perfect. So, every fifth episode is a friend, someone that I know personally. Because every episode is a stranger. So every fifth episode is like someone that I know personally, whether it's a friend or a family member.
Mm-hmm.
And this is episode 15. So it's kind of perfect that you came down and did it. And also, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Obviously, just for context, episode 14. Did I tell you I did this firefighting course a few weeks ago?
No, man.
Bro, I went away to the Cotswolds and did this firefighting course. You see it there at the end of September.
Yeah, I was looking. I was wondering what fireman is. Fireman question mark? Or fireman?
Because I wasn't sure if I was going to do it at first, so I had a question mark. And then when I knew I did it, I wrote the rest of it down. So it was a 12-day course out in the Cotswolds, and to be a reserve firefighter, and it was pretty banging. Like, very physical and kind of fun.
Is that what you want to do? Is that an option?
Do you know what? Yeah, I'll be real. After doing it, it made me really think about it. Because it was really fun. It was physical. Obviously, I like going to the gym and working out anyway.
Yeah.
And it's high stakes, so it's kind of hard to get bored as well. I get bored so easily. But something like this, it's a bit more engaging.
And you get a lot of downtime as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Because it's like 4 days. I think you work 4 days and then you're off 4 days.
Yeah.
And then when you get holidays and shit.
But even when you're working, you're not... two of my uncles are firefighters.
I swear.
And, mate, you become a fucking pro ping pong player, mate. What you spend your whole time sitting around half the time, or you're getting cats out of trees, depending... Oh, obviously, it depends on when you're stationed. Like, what, are you looking to work in the Met?
I have no idea.
Right.
When I come back, do you know what? When I come back next year, I was gonna just look into it and see what my options could be.
Yeah, man.
Could be cool.
Good pension as well.
Really?
Yeah. Any emergency services. If you do your time, like 30 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Get good
If you
payout.
do your time.
Yeah, do your time.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah. It's not very promising. I don't know. I reckon it'd be good. Good thing, and it keeps you in shape as well.
Yeah, it'll be cool. Yeah, that's another thing that really I like the thought of that. A job that requires you to stay fit and active and on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the outfit don't look too half bad either.
Yeah, exactly. Women love a man in uniform as well.
Don't they just? Do you like a woman in uniform? You don't. I was like,
I don't know. What are we talking? We talking like?
I don't know.
Are we talking work? Or we talking...
Yeah, no, like a work uniform. Like, do you like a girl in a police uniform or like a nursing uniform or something like that?
I don't know, to be honest.
No, you don't know.
It depends,
Yeah,
it depends. Yeah.
Can't be real. Yeah, dressing up like in that sense for women.
Yeah.
It's never really I never really gone nuts for it.
You never did it?
No, I'll be honest. Like,
I've never had an opportunity to do it, but I'm sure if the time did arise, definitely give it a go. Right? Chuck some garms on, innit?
Lingerie is kind of cool, but I've just never one time this girl as a surprise did like a nursey thing, innit? And I was like, oh yeah,
yeah, it's safe.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think a girl wants to hear the word cool when they're
it should be
trying to dress up as a sexy nurse, and I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, it should raise the bar a little bit more than cool.
Yeah, I should have. I should have really, but I didn't. I let her down. But I was young. I've learned.
Happens, man.
So, we should tell these lot how we fucking met.
Yes, story now.
How many years ago was it now?
So that was, I want to say 2020. It could have been 21.
Yeah, it was either 2020 or 2021, yeah. I think it was 2021.
Yeah, like early summer.
Because the people that I were with, they were terrified. Some of them were terrified of COVID. And I feel like they wouldn't have gone out in 2020.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah, that makes
Oh my god,
sense.
that looks so cool.
Trust me, man.
There was an iOS update recently, so that's a new one. I haven't seen that before. That looks banging.
Yeah, I've been watching it for some time.
I just noticed it now.
Shout out to Apple screensavers.
Yeah, they're sick. This new iOS update is quite banging. Yeah, so 2021, I think it was September. I think I remember that much.
Yeah.
And...
Electric Woodlands.
Yeah,
which
Electric
never returns.
Huh?
Never returned.
Haven't been back since.
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Actually, no, sorry, I tell you a lie. That was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They did a second one, camping one.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And then this year, nothing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they didn't do it. They didn't do
Nothing.
one.
I thought there was going to be
Oh,
another
I
one.
see,
But I tell
see.
you what, the second one was it was minuscule Boomtown vibes.
Really?
Because there was security between the campsite and the thing. But you were literally, like, on the edge. You were right on the verge. So, you bring whatever you want in, man. Like, I walked in with, at first, in the first part of the first day, they were kind of on it. But then as it progressed, it was kind of... Yeah, I think I walked in with, like, I had a bottle of wine or something I just brought from...
Sorry.
Yeah, my own campsite, my own reserve.
That's bait.
Yeah, and they just walked me through. Like, there was no issues.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So it was that first ever one, and we was in just some massive tent, and literally from my perspective, I was just dancing off my face, going ham, and I turn, and I see, this sounds so weird when you think about it, but I see through the crowd, and we caught eyes, and then we just walked up to each other, and then we just fucking hugged. Like, we were both just like, I don't know what, I can only speak for myself, pinging off my fucking nut, and kitted out my mind, and yeah, we just hugged for time, and then we fucking just got talking off the back of that, and then... But it was a brief thing, I remember. After that, we must have only chatted for like 5, 10, 15 minutes, I swear.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then we exchanged like Snap or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
And yeah, it was over.
And then over the course of a year or 2 years, I saw you, what, 3 times, 4 times?
X-Man, Boomtown.
X-Man was Fire and Lightbox, right? No, it was Electric Brixton.
Yeah,
right?
it was definitely, Brixton.
So was it just those 2 times when I bumped into you, or did I bump into you one other place? I can't remember now.
I think that's it.
It was just those 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, we literally met at Electric Woodlands, and then over 2 years we saw each other 2 other times. Not even planned. We just bumped into each other. But in between all of those times, we were messaging each other quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like just like saying cool to each other.
Staying in touch.
Yeah, man.
It was funny. Like, it was none of the meetings. Like, I don't think I'd ever known you were going to any of the events.
Yeah,
that I bumped into.
Yeah, literally. We just like turn and just see each other again and be like, oh shit.
Every time.
Literally, bro. Literally, which was so funny. Yeah. And then in the last like 3-4 months, we've been out together like a few more times now.
Yeah.
So it's been nice.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Definitely.
Good. But you know what, like, the rave scene that we, like, tend to frequent, like, the drum and bass and the house stuff, like, I find it so amazing that you can, like, create these, like, seemingly close friendships so quickly.
Yeah.
Just because you have this, you know, this...
shared interest.
Yeah, this thing in common that that your life, to an extent, revolves around, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to say for what happens at raves. Like, it is a kind of magical turn of events, how people can, you know, you bump into someone and then you spend the rest of the day with them and you're talking like, you know them since you were knee high.
Literally, yeah.
But yeah, I've met some amazing people from raves. A lot of my closest friends and people that I haven't known them the longest, but they've been the best to me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Come from, you know, raves,
I feel you.
festivals and shit.
I feel exactly the same way, man. As a teenager, and even in my early 20s, like, the raving community that I was, like, frequenting, like, was that family and that connection that I felt like I wasn't getting elsewhere. And I learned certain things from so many different people during those times that really helped shape me into the man that I am today and continuing progressing to become, you know? And I'm so grateful for that and the fact that that exists and it continues to thrive amongst all the other bullshit and fodder that surrounds raving and going out and the you know, nightlife in general.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Because of the kind of relationships and the kind of moments that you can't have when you're in a club or, I don't know, just out at a bar or whatever. They're not,
Yeah.
I don't know, there's something about where the music's drowning everything out. It kind of makes, I don't know, maybe because you're shouting at each other, it kind of, it makes everyone closer than they actually, you know, are.
Yeah, and I feel like even it's just like the event itself, their general intention is what they want to gain from the night, as well as what the people there want to gain from it.
Yeah.
A lot of them were just wanting to be seen in a certain place, doing certain things and acting a certain way. And the people at the venue, they're not there to like per se provide an amazing musical experience with a really good lineup. They're just trying to create familiar bangers and things that people can dance to and buy alcohol to, and you know, just stunt and create that vibe that they know that the people want to create for themselves. Which I've never fucked it, man. I do not like clubbing at all.
Yeah, no, I mean, the limited times where I have been out and clubbing, it's just not been it. It's, I don't know, I guess there's less focus on the music and more focus on the social element, but it just doesn't work. Like, it's not... The DJs are playing the same tunes every time you go there, and it's normally the same person, and it's not... I don't know. It's like they're made to be a better version of a rave, but it just don't work. Yeah, it just doesn't work.
It's almost like what you were saying is like the predictable songs and the predictable atmosphere. It kind of plays as a backdrop for all of these social interactions and these social stunting to take place.
Yeah,
kind of thing. But just for me, that's not the reason I go out personally. I go to listen to music and to like release energy. And meet people, but it's like meeting people is just a byproduct of being in an environment where you're surrounded by people that share the same interests as you. So that's gonna happen anyway. You don't necessarily go out with that sole intention, you know.
Yeah.
I find it really, really interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
But I live for that shit.
I think, I don't know, it is a question to be asked, you know, to every raver. It's like, what are you actually going there for?
Yeah.
There's so many different answers, you know. Some people are going there for the music, some people are going there to make mates, some girls are going there to find the fucking leggers, like...
Yeah.
You know, everyone's...
Or vice versa.
Well, blokes go there to the pool, which I don't really rate. I don't, you know, it's not really that kind of... You can go
if it happens, it happens,
but it's got to be like a sly thing. You can't just be constantly, she's leg, go for her, she's leg, go for her,
Go to the club for that shit. I feel like that's
part
of what that backdrop provides.
Yeah,
do you
definitely.
know what I mean? Yeah. Which I do find interesting. Yeah, so I was saying, I'll tell you earlier, yesterday I was at that wedding and then I went to this house party after.
Yeah, this is, you left me hanging on this one. Cliffhanger.
Yeah. No,
it's yours.
Oh, yours.
That's my one, yeah.
There's this one girl I've been talking to, for, like, just casually, and she was there at the party. We ended up chatting, and it was supposed to be this whole party that ended up being like 7 people at this yard. It ended up just being like a session.
Right.
So everyone just session.
Gathering.
Yeah. All of the dogs were in the children's bedrooms, and in the one bedroom that was free, there was a girl that was sick in there, and fucking. We ended up kissing and it gets a bit frisky in it, and she was like, "What are you saying?" And I was like, "Obviously I'm friend like the guy whose house it was. I'm a good friend of his, isn't it?" So I was like, "Well, there's no rooms, and he doesn't want us to go into the fucking children's bedrooms, innit?" And fucking, but she was just going nuts, innit? So she ended up being like, "Come, let's just go into the kitchen." So I ended up fucking on this kitchen counter, bro.
Where was everyone else?
Just like in the living room, like right next door, and the bathroom was in the through the kitchen down the hall, so you had to go through the kitchen to get to the bathroom. People kept walking in and shit. It was the most awkward thing. And here's where, like, do you know what? I've never really given a fuck about my height, but here's where I really felt the hindrance of my height. That counter was quite tall. It was quite high up.
I can just imagine.
Bro, and she sat up there. She was like, "Come over," because we were in the bathroom at first, lights off, like, but it was all small and uncomfortable, like trying to move around and shit.
Right.
And then she ended up being like, "Come and just go into the kitchen." I was like, "Yeah, sure." She went and she sat up on the counter, and I was like, I was doing the maths in my head, speaking about my height and my waist height and the thing. And I was like, I don't think it's gonna work.
It just weren't, yeah.
So I ended up taking off my shoes and standing on them, and then going on my on my toes on the bed.
Yeah, the technique to it. Wow.
It took me a while to figure out this technique, but after a while, I got it paid.
Yeah.
So that ended up just about working after 100 people walked in. But yeah.
I've never had that, you know. Probably.
Yeah, well, how tall are you? You're bare tall.
6'4" when I
Four?
stand up straight. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Which I don't. I've got really poor posture. But
Well,
I feel,
most tall people do, innit?
yeah, it comes from my personal experience. It comes from that kind of when people are talking and you're walking, you kind of ever leant over because you're kind of trying to
Oh,
hear.
so it's our fault.
Well, I'm not saying that, but if that's what you want to take for it, but yeah, no, it's just
all these short fucking compromise for these short fucks.
Got to bring myself down to the conversation. It's not good.
Making me reduce myself. When did you get tall?
It was in secondary school. I'd say I was 6'2" in, what was that, end of year 9, year 10, around that time.
6'2" in year 9?
Yeah, I think I was the second or third tallest. We had one guy who was like 6'5".
Fucking
yeah, he always made me feel small.
That's
but
crazy.
he was that tall from young. Like,
yeah.
Irish though, innit? It's normally Irish people that have
Interesting.
the taller ones, yeah.
Interesting.
Because my granddad was 6'6". 6'6". No, probably his brother's 6'6". He was about 6'4" in his day.
Okay.
Rest his soul.
Yeah.
But dad's dad, about 6'3", 6'4", but he had really bad posture towards the end of his life. Rest his soul as well. Yeah, so I've got a lot of tall people in my family, and I think a couple of my Irish cousins. Oh yeah, one of my Irish cousins makes me feel small. He's literally like, God knows, 6'5", 6'7". I fuck knows. He's so tall. Like,
fucking
put his hands on my shoulders and makes me feel like small for once.
Yeah.
Even my parents, I'm taller than my parents by a long shot. My dad's only 5 foot. I'd say he's about 5'10" now. He's shrinking, mate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. My growing up, I played a lot of rugby, innit? And I made some of my closest friends I made through that I'm still boys with today.
Yeah.
Even just friends of those friends. So all of my friends growing up were just tall as fuck. Like, so tall. So I'm just so used to like being surrounded by really tall people.
Yeah.
It's never really been a thing for me. It fascinates me. It really does. You let me on your shoulders at the NBA All-Stars.
I did.
That was fucking banging.
Yeah.
You used the phrase that I found pretty cool that I haven't heard before, which was, what did you call it? Shoulder warrior? Is that what you said? Is that? Do you remember saying that?
Something like
you were
that.
like, you said you're like, I'm a shoulder warrior. Like, you could hold someone on your back for time. Didn't you say that you held someone on your back for like a ridiculous amount of time?
Yes. So that was at sundown a few years ago. I had my mate Ollie. He's about. He's quite small. I don't want to do him dirty, but he's relatively small.
Yeah.
I'm not going to guess because I'll probably get it wrong.
Yeah, let's not
Everyone's small to me,
let's not get into figures, yeah.
I bumped into, I didn't know him originally. I knew his brother, went sixth form with him. Didn't really speak to his brother during sixth form, but we kind of, we linked up there. I just bumped into him or something, and then I just spent the evening with him. Just us. I think it was just us three. Then we linked to his other mates.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're at main stage, and we were quite far to the back. We got there quite late, and I was like, "Do you want to go on my shoulders?" He was like, "Yeah, sweet." This guy goes on my shoulders. I think for the whole set. I'd say for the whole set and more, and I was just getting fed, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Getting fed during it, like, I had no hands, and
hands free on the thing.
But the thing is, I sweat loads, obviously, due to certain reasons.
Yeah, of course.
And I was literally like a liquid, like completely, like your whole glistening,
just glazed.
And everyone was like, "You're alright, like you're sweating loads." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just had the stamina to do it, but I'm just overheating."
Yeah,
because I think it's
the perspire.
It's the trapping of whatever's here. You release a lot of heat.
Oh, that's very true.
So I think that kind of.
When you've got another man's genitals, that it kind of blocks the
doesn't
fucking.
help.
Yeah, it don't help.
It don't.
Because that shit generates a lot of heat anyway.
Safe.
Yeah, man. That's So a whole set and then some. So that's over an hour.
And then I was walking with him on my shoulders for quite a bit as well.
Fucking
and I did that at, who was that? Creamfields.
Uh-huh.
My boy just felt like shit, so I was just like, oh, just get on my shoulders, I'll just walk you like back to the campsite. I got basically to within a few feet, but then like security come over and they hassle you. They're like, mate, getting down. Like,
Yeah.
and I just tell them like, trust me, it's safer that they're on my shoulders.
It's gonna be
like,
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like me and Ollie just we had a good balance where he didn't weigh too much and he kind of, because I was dancing as well. I was skanking as well. Like there'll be 1 foot on the ground at certain points. And, like, still cutting shapes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that shit, man. I just love having people on my shoulders. Even I can see always, regardless. It's always a blessing. So it's good to give people that can't
that
see half the time. Yeah, that opportunity.
I feel you on that, bro. Yeah, like I've been on both sides quite a lot, innit? Like I've had a lot of people on my shoulders, and I've been on a lot of people's shoulders, and yeah, like it really depends. Like some people pair up really well in terms of like the rhythm and like their movements and that to keep balance while dancing and while moving. Sometimes I've had someone on my shoulder and the way they're moving isn't aligning with my movements, and it's often it's really unpleasant. And some like it's just in unison and it kind of works, and it makes it even easier to carry them for like a long period of time.
Yeah,
I get you. I think because I've been on the other side now, when I go on people's shoulders, I know like
how to balance and shit. Yeah, because sometimes the movements you do when you're going like this,
you're
literally the other
just throwing them
like,
forward.
Sometimes it's really hard. If it's a crowded event as well, and you know your legs aren't feeling as tough as they normally are.
For real.
Yeah.
Due to other reasons. Yeah. Yeah. The funniest thing for me is when you see a girl on a guy's shoulders and the guy's just in pain, but you know for a fact that he does not want to fucking let it show, or let the girl down prematurely. You know,
one more minute,
one more drop, one more drop.
Done the video, sweet.
Yeah.
Some people won't cut out to do it, man. You ain't
for
going,
real.
Man. Let your girl go on my shoulders.
Innit? Come on. If you see him in the rave, you heard it here first.
Yeah, man.
Let your girl on his shoulders, alright?
Hit me up. That's what I'm there for.
It's what he's there for. If I'm not already on there.
Yeah. The seat may be taken.
This year, I went on 4 guys' shoulders this year.
Who's the best? Where am I in the ranking?
So you're actually joined with this other guy from at Park Life.
Right.
For Fred against set, I jumped on his shoulders, and he was just this like fucking tank. So it just felt like I was like sitting on a sofa or some shit, like probably in the back. It was very comfy. But you were like insane. When you first said it, I can't lie, I was skeptical. And I was like, oh, like say no more. But I was up there for time.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot I was on your shoulders. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'm up here. Because we were in that tent, and it was like quite a low ceiling tent, innit?
I thought we were at the not reggae one, the jungle one.
Which one's the jungle one?
Are we talking about
All Stars?
All Stars,
yeah. We're in that tent.
Were we in a tent?
Yeah, I've got a video. I've got a video from it I can show the people.
Wow. I may not have mentally present at that point. Still saw it.
And I had you on my shoulders. Yeah. I mean, you had me on your shoulders. Yeah. Oh, where's that video?
I thought it was at the one with the ring in the middle.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that one. No, it was
not the 360 one. The other one.
Here, look. This is me on your shoulders right now.
Oh, in the Devilman tent.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Look, that's me on your shoulders.
Scenes, man.
It looks sick, isn't it? Yeah.
That tent was something else. Oh, why was Devilman set the best set?
It was so good, wasn't it?
It was honestly. Because I think me and Ryan went back, didn't we?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, because we went to was it? Nah, Kings of the Road had been on by that point. It was
someone else. I really can't remember.
Yeah, because he wanted to watch Head X and X Man, and then I can't remember. He just weren't feeling it, so we went back to the Devilman tent, and yeah, Callum Bishop was the name of the DJ.
Oh, you found on him?
Yeah, because them two worked together a fair bit.
Okay.
Yeah, Callum Bishop, because he was just bangers on bangers. Devilman weren't really spitting. Callum was just playing good tunes. Like,
hard, man.
Yeah.
Hard. And Latte, who swapped out with Trimmer, big up, fucking did an amazing set after Devilman as well. That was fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
It was so sick. So sick.
It was a good event. I mean,
it really was. Their first festival, like mini festival as well. It was sick.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I reckon I'll do a few next summer now. Once they got that started.
Yep.
But I wanted to go to that. Did they do one? It was like, what's the bit where it's like it's kind of on like an island in East, and it's kind of like looking. It's down in the Canary Wharf, that Canning Town kind of area way. He like looks over Canary Wharf or something. Is it the dock or something like that? That's a fuck knows.
There is a venue called the dock around there. Yeah. Isn't it in a couple of weeks? Or was it?
I thought it's already happened because it's an outdoor thing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was during the summer. I saw a few house events there. I really want to go to that venue.
Okay, yeah, I haven't actually been to that venue yet.
I mean, so they've kind of done. Thing is, DMB also, where do you draw the line between festivals? Because they've done raves where I don't know how many people were at that. I think there was 30,000 or something. Am I making that up?
Which one? All Stars?
Yeah.
The
All Stars
one.
No, All Stars. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Fuck
I don't think 30 though.
No,
less than that.
It didn't
but
feel like that.
A lot.
Yeah.
It was a good turnout.
Definitely. It was up there. Not the best though. There's room for improvement, definitely.
100%, but for the first one, it was really good.
Yeah, and I think my main problem with it was there was too many people on.
Yeah.
I was getting stressed out because I was missing people, and like
I feel like a lot of people have shared that sense.
Yeah, you spent an hour at stage, and it's like, oh shit, fucking
just constantly checking the line.
Engine started, so and people, fucking traffic's over there, and shit. It's just all at once.
Just running around in a circle trying to fucking catch up.
Yeah, especially because when I first started going to drum and bass events, I had no clue who anyone was. Like,
so it wouldn't matter. Just if it sounded good, you'd stay.
Yeah, my mates would be the ones that would take me to certain stages, but I feel like I kind of led the way on that day.
You had a lot of people you wanted to see, but I feel like it's nice. And I'm normally but relatively opinionated in terms of who I'd want to see, depending on the venues. But I always also try to sometimes let go of that and just go with whatever sounds good at the time. Yeah. Because sometimes you can get too caught up with doing that, and then, or at least I do sometimes, and then it kind of takes me away from like the moment I'm in because I'm just constantly trying to think of what's next. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and I think that's a big problem at festivals because you kind of, I don't know, your dopamine's at such a max and you're like peaking so hard. It's kind of like it's very easy to then see what you're going through now is not as good as before, or like that kind of thing. And then just causes you to constantly look for the next thing. Yeah. Yeah, I get you. It's really interesting. Yeah, definitely. But it was definitely a good one. I didn't even go in half the stages though. I barely spent any time at that cargo one. Yeah, neither. That was the one I spent the least time at. And then I barely spent any in not the Devilman tent, the other one that was there. I wanted to go see Fabio and I think, wasn't it if Groove Rider was there? One of them was there. Yeah, I spent a little bit of time in that tent earlier in the day and then like after that. Yeah, because it took us a while to link up, but Signal was shit. Yeah. We need to put up, if they do it next year, if you're watching DMV All Stars, put up a mast, please. Yes, please. We need Signal in Gunnersbury. Come on, it's not in the middle of the sticks. Like we're in London, so come on now. We should be able to phone our mates. Down the road. Yeah, exactly. Right in the corner. Literally. But it's funny, you had to walk to a certain point outside of Gunnersbury Park to either get a taxi or get Signal to ring someone or whatever. And it can, depending on which way you go, it can be a walk. Yeah, and I think that's mad how that's still a problem we have at festivals. Like, there's, you know, we can't phone our mates. Like, yeah, I think for most places it'll always be the way. Yeah, but I also think it's a good thing. Being able to not be on your phone. It's kind of like, oh shit, you choose who you're, especially I found that at Boomtown towards the end of it, you choose who you spend your time with and like based on what kind of day you want it to have, because there's so many different routes you could go down, and a simple conversation like your mate could have with an actor could mean that you end up going something else, you know what I mean? So yeah, for real. And you know that if you part ways with someone, you have no idea when you see that person again. It can be quite emotional sometimes. Like, you go back to your campsite. I don't know if I'm going to see you again. It's a limited time, man. It's like shit. If you go back to the campsite, how are we going to find you again? But that's why you got to make sure you go with people that, you know, you can schedule your pisses with, and you can, you know, go to the same kind of vibes. And also have the
what's the word? The openness to new things. Because I find that if I went to Boomtown with certain crowds, you would be kind of hesitant to go to certain things and not try out new things. And I think it's one of them places where you definitely have to...
You have to be receptive to those.
Yeah, keep your eye open. And
most definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I've camped with, like... I've been by myself a few times and camped with strangers and, like, just kind of, like, fit into their groups. And a few times I've become the people that I've left early because, like, they get there with an idea in their head as to what they want it to be and what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
And then it just blows their expectations out of the park, which could be in a good way, but because they were so fixated on what they thought it was going to be, it just ruins the experience for them. And they leave early. I think it's such a shame.
Happened to me on the last day.
Really? Oh, yeah,
People I was camping with bailed on me. Left at 4 p.m. and then 6 p.m. It was funny because the two drivers wanted to go, but everyone else wanted to stay.
Yeah.
And I was the only one that had the fucking, I don't know, the guile to say, nah, I'm fucking staying.
Yeah.
And so I ended up I just went off on my solo mission, got lost in Vintage Threads up on Hilltop, and then headed down into the town. And I think I even managed to get signal for a second, or I bumped into my mate. And he said, "Oh yeah, I'm going back to Chelmsford. I saw you out a spare seat, and go with me, and go with the mates. Like, it's all bless." And yeah, it all worked out. But you know what? Shout out to the postman. One of the postmen handed out the Daily Rag. He was like, "How are you today, mate?" And I was like, "Not good. I'm not gonna lie to you, mate. All my mates that I'm going back with, and I expected to spend the whole duration with, bailed on me." And he was like, "You're not going, are you?" And I was like, "I don't know, I'm considering staying, but I don't know how I'm going to get back." He was like, "Mate, it's Boomtown, you're bound to find someone." And he was like, "Anyway, I'm going to Braintree, anyway." And no one replied, but he gave me the motivation to be like, "Nah, you know what, if my mates are going to cut and they want to go, I'm going to enjoy my fun. I paid my money to be here. It's what it works out at about £60 a day.
Yeah. I'm
not taking 40 quid off my day and then missing the final night, because the final night shit gets weird, man. After that closing ceremony happens, everyone's like, "Oh, fuck, what do we do now? The music stopped."
Let's play some memories.
You got to make the music, man.
Yeah, man. Make the fucking music. Let me try this camera real quick. Oh. Do you have a favourite colour?
Yeah.
What's your favourite colour?
From childhood, it's been blue.
But
it's not reflected in my clothing as such. I think I have the most blue shoes.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not so much blue anymore. It's not. You don't really have a favourite. It's more of a childhood thing.
But it used to be blue growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely blue.
Yeah, I like asking different people that, because some people say that where it's like, yeah, it's not really a thing for them, but then other people are like, yeah, we've got one.
Yeah, some people really stick to their colour. You know, they hold on tight to their colour.
Yeah. Something like a gang member. Speaking of gang members, if you were the leader of a gang, what would your gang initiation process be for new members?
Damn, that's a good question.
Thank you.
Don't know. My gang initiation. Depends what kind of gang I was going with.
Could be any type of gang.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be illegal.
My initiation. I don't know, because there's two ways you can go with it. You could either be like a kind of punishment as such, or kind of like an ability thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. My gang initiation would be 48 hours of raving non-stop. You're not allowed to sleep, you're not allowed to stop, you just gotta rave 48 hours straight.
I like that.
That's it. If you can do that, you can chat to me.
Like
if you can't, then no.
You
can't do it. Alright, maybe I'll give you a break. I'll give you a 6-hour break.
Okay, wow, yeah. That's a generous break. That's a very generous break.
You can get a lot done in them 6 hours.
48 hours, that's good.
But you got to be in the music, and there, in a tent or whatever it is, in a room.
You got to feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine, actually, we have the same one pretty much. Mine is if someone can survive a weekend with me, like raving Friday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Someone can survive that with by my side.
Yeah, that's it. Part of the mafia.
I have some finish the sentence questions, so I'll start it and you finish
Okay.
it. Cool. So, first one. I go through life.
Oh, now finish it. I go through life. Am I speaking from me personally, or am I just finishing a sentence?
Yeah, yours finish sentence for you.
I go through life. I don't know. Giving. I can't. I feel like I go through life radiating. I give out energy, and I kind of give to people. Yeah, I go through life radiating. That's how I finish that.
Okay, nice. Every day I look forward to.
What do I look forward to? Well, the typical answer is banning the joint, but no, I'm be better than that. I got. Say again.
Every day I look forward to.
I look for every day. I look forward to getting into bed.
Oh my god, that's such a good one.
But also at the same time, I look forward to it, but I don't actively get myself to bed. So I think that's why when I go to bed, it's like it's so better. Yeah, because I say that I do definitely feel as though I enjoy being asleep, and I'm trying. Yeah, I want to be asleep, but I don't actively try to go back to sleep
because you've got a day to fucking.
I stay up late, or
Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. I mean, just being in bed is fucking half the victory, you know.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
I am
LJ.
Every day I wake up with the intention to.
Don't know. Be better than the day before. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Last one. When I think about my life, I say to myself.
You done good, mate. You done good. Turned out alright.
Okay, back to normal questions. Do you like being alone? These are rapid fire.
No, not really.
You don't like. Are you lonely?
No.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
What was your favourite teenage year? You're 20, right?
Yeah.
Yes. What was your favourite teenage year? You just lived through your 20s. Can I ask you a question? Let's just cut this for a second.
Yeah.
Like, now that you've lived through like your teens, do you look back on that as like a phase of your life, or does that it's not really a thing for you?
I guess as such, but because it's broken into so many different phases
within that,
because you change so much as a teenager, or I personally. Yeah, it's kind of not a phase that I've grown out of. It's just a constant phase change. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. That's really interesting.
Because I feel as though every year, if I look back every year, there's something. If I look back now, there's something about me that I didn't like that has changed now.
Yeah.
That is a different,
Yeah.
I've changed that in that way. Not objectively. I haven't gone to do that. But it's naturally kind of happened as I've grown up.
As you live life.
Yeah. As you go through it.
Okay. Interesting. So what was your favourite teenage year? If you could pick one.
Don't know. I can't really remember what what I did at what age. But I'd say probably maybe 16, 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any particular reason?
Yeah, we were finishing school.
Yeah.
Getting GCSEs done. Yeah, we just had a really good summer that year. It was just out all the time, and just kind of living life to the fullest because you're right on the cusp of. You've got your freedom, but you haven't yet had to go back to school or go into a work, which has meant that you don't have the time to be able to do things. So it was quite a beautiful time because you were at your max age, but also able to don't know, just be free, go out every day, just go out and mess about and fucking smoke joints and just all kinds of shit, man.
I feel you. I feel you. Have you ever broken a bone?
Yes.
What have you broken?
I've broken this finger.
Okay.
Which is very convenient.
Oh, let's see.
People, you see that one?
Yeah, no, isn't it a little janked?
Comparison.
Yeah, that's quite wild, man.
Yes.
How'd you do that?
I broke playing. I was in goal at school, which is funny because I was a goalkeeper. I've never broke anything. I may have partially broken my nose.
Yeah.
On tour once, but never broke any fingers, anything. And then I was playing in school, didn't have gloves on, and my mate just smashed. Absolutely, I don't know, put his foot through it, and that finger. And then it was funny actually. My dad was like, "Oh, make sure you keep moving it, and keep the blood getting through it and everything."
Yeah.
Going to the hospital first thing, don't move it, put it in a splint.
Oh, you've been just doing this.
Moving it the whole time,
Are you sure, Dad? Just keep doing it.
Just keep doing it. Get the blood there. You feel better. I broke my toe as well. I was pissing my sister off, and I was in her room, and she shoved me. But I live in quite in a Tudor house, so I used to, and the door frames kind of stick out a bit, and I caught my pinky on that as I fell through the kind of door frame. And pain right before her birthday. So karma hit. So we spent her birthday in the hospital. So that's karma. It's real.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. How would you like to die?
Oh, don't know. It depends because if I go if I end up with a terminal illness, I've always told myself that I'm just gonna go on a massive trip or just take loads of heroin and then kind of just end life. Obviously, I feel like my perspective on that will change when I get to that age because I'll have family around me or I'll have a reason to live. But if my legs go, I'm not having people with me about that. I'm literally staying alive. You're preserving my life just for yourself. If I don't want to be here anymore, then it's your time to go. But I don't know. I would like to go. I'd like to go somewhere. In a villa somewhere in Spain, or I've lived my life and I'm kind of chilling there.
You'd like to die on a holiday?
No, live there. No,
oh, you'd like to be
that'll be my gaff. I'm out there. I've got my lovely wife.
Okay.
And we're just chilling, watching the. Got to be overlooking the beach. Has to be. Just watching the sea, and then that's it. Just go there. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, that sounds nice too.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh, I don't know really. I haven't really thought about it.
So obviously you ask the questions, but you don't think about them, huh?
Yeah, I really don't. It's kind of rare that someone goes, "What about you?"
Well, there you go. That's your opportunity. You can speak.
Fuck knows, man. I'm not too fussed. I get obsessed about loads of different things, especially on those sesh times. And we've had a lot of them, so I've had a chance to think about a lot of things. One thing that I spent a long time thinking about is that, you could be walking down the street and someone could just stab you in your stomach, and then from that moment you've got 2 minutes until you die. And I've always thought to myself, in that moment,
what would you do?
I would not want to be panicking. I'd want to kind of look at it and kind of realize that I was going to die, and then just relax and just let that shit happen and realize that there's nothing I can do in that moment. If someone externally can come and save me, they'll do that, but me personally, I can't do anything, innit? So I'd like to think, I've been trying to train myself, not that you can't train, this is so dumb, but not that you can train yourself for this shit, but I've been trying to just play it out in my head where I imagine myself getting hit by a car or imagine myself getting stabbed or something, to the point where it's kind of clear that I've got minutes or something left. And I've kind of practiced going through my life and kind of just summarizing my life to be well, this is where I've got to, and now this is the end point. So I imagine if I was to die tomorrow, say tomorrow I go and someone stabs me and whatever, and for whatever reason I've got minutes left, and I kind of know that, I'd think everything I've accomplished up until this point, and just think of it as this being the end of that story, and trying to come to terms with that in those moments, so that I feel okay with dying, And obviously,
go on.
I was gonna say, obviously, you can prepare yourself you can think that you're preparing yourself as much as you can, in theory, as I walk comfortably about my daily life and not face any real dangers like that. But chances are I'll probably be crying like a little bitch when it does happen. But
Never know. That's the thing. I feel
you never know, yeah. But I feel like I'm giving myself the best chance by actually thinking about it and trying to mentally prepare myself for that moment if it does happen. And because of that, I feel like I'm okay with how I die. Do you know what I mean? Because to me, that's the worst case scenario. Something like that.
Yeah.
Where you don't even have the time to get anything in order. You don't even really have the time to acknowledge the fact that you're about to die and all of this stuff,
Yeah.
So if I can kind of like, at least in my head, convince myself that I've prepared myself for that as best I can, I'll be okay with how I die, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I think that's the ultimate goal in life, is to be able to accept that you're going to die.
And be okay with it, yeah.
And be okay with it. But I think it kind of depends on what would you say that... Do you feel like you've fulfilled your purpose?
Yeah.
Even now? So if you were to go now, would you feel as though you've done everything you set out to do as much as you could?
With the time frame that I've had and the challenges that I've had to face, yeah.
But there you go.
And I'd feel comfort in that fact. And that's what I would... And so that is one of the big things that I would try and like bring to the forefront of my brain when I'm playing the scenario in my head. The fact that everything that I've had the power to work on and improve, I have, from the moment when I started putting effort in, if you know what I mean. Like, from the moment you have that turnaround from, adolescence and all those teenage changes, I feel like I've done that, and I've kind of accepted the things that I can't change and the things that the external forces that did affect certain things growing up and even like of recent or whatever it might be, and realised that it was all just part of that journey. But then those moments when I made the most of how I felt and people looked at me and thought I was a weirdo, all those moments made my life worth living and will make me okay with dying in an instant. Do you know what I mean? Because I really hold on to those times,
Yeah, well, it's being unique, it's standing out from the crowd. You don't want to just fit in and be another sheep. You want to be...
Yeah, but for yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want to do and it feels good.
Yeah, you want to be able to... Yeah, you want to be able to be yourself and be comfortable enough with yourself. And I think that comes with, accepting death and saying, yeah, I've done what every day. I've woken up and I've set out to do what I've achieved. Or at least giving it a go.
Yeah, literally. I don't know, like, for me, my mum, I was talking about it in episode 10, go watch episode 10, that's a really good episode.
Go watch it.
It was my mum,
right.
And she worked in a nursing home growing up, when we were growing up. She worked in 3 different nursing homes, actually, so nights and days. She experienced a lot of people die. In fact, one of her questions that she wanted to know after she died was that she wanted to know how many people have died in her fucking arms, or because she doesn't even know. She can't even count. Like, she has no idea. She's seen so many people die. She's been so used to it, so she's always had a really like normalized attitude towards it. And so I've always kind of carried that with me and allowed me to think about death, my own death and other people's death, in a really separated, in a way that was separate from like my emotions, my emotional attachment towards people, if you know what I mean.
Do you want a funeral? How are you gonna go? Do you want to be buried? To be cremated? How do you want to do it?
I want a rave, please, sir. So I want to be cremated, and I want my remains to be taken to Mauritius and scattered over a certain a certain mountain that overlooks the town that my mum and her side of the family all grew up on. Because that's the side of the family that I feel closest to. That's where the Le Fronte name comes from. That's all them lot. They all live on one road together.
Right.
And them lot, they party and rave like no one's business. Them house parties, they'd be blowing the speakers till whatever time in the morning, going days on end. That's where I get my like musical spirit from them people. That's why Le Fronte is Le Fronte, because that's a tribute to them,
Where it comes from.
So that's why I feel like my remains should be scattered. And aside from that, in the UK, just hold a big old rave for me, man. You know what it is, bro.
Hold it down.
You know what the fuck.
Well, I don't know. It depends who goes first, man.
Yeah, true. Well, what do you want?
Don't know. I don't really think about it. I guess I don't need to be taking up land space.
No, yeah, you get me.
I'll just be cremated.
I don't want.
I don't know. Maybe put me. I don't know. Where's my spot? I think whoever is alive at that point, like my dad's way, he wants to go. Well, at least I don't know, 5-10 years ago when he told us. he said he wanted us to go on a cruise and just throw him off the back. And just put him in the sea, back to rest there. And I think I'd go along them lines. Maybe I like Spain a lot, so I think just go on holiday to Spain and just find a beach or something and lay me to rest there.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, but I think the whole beach thing comes from when we went to my great granddad who fought in World War Two. He was in part of the D-Day landings. And so on the beach that he landed on, we put him back there. And I think we went to another place as well. But just because, I don't know, I guess a part of him would have died there or a part of him would have been gained there. It depends which way you look at it.
I get you.
Yeah, he wanted to be put back there. And he said, what was it he said? He said something like, it's a lot better now. Something like that, because obviously when he was there, there was all kinds of traps and guns, and it's a lot nicer now.
That's jokes.
Yeah, man. So something like that on a beach, or take me, I don't know, it depends, you go through life and it will change, depending on where you find your home and that.
Yeah, that's very true.
But you can get tattoos now.
Yeah, with the ink of the ashes.
Ash and ink.
Yeah, I find that very interesting.
I don't think I need to. I don't need to be in any.
I don't really want anyone to use my ashes for ink. I'd like it just to go in Mauritius.
Or to be kept. I don't know how I feel about
that.
I
don't want it to be kept either.
No, don't have me on the mantelpiece, man. I'm
I
gone.
don't want to be gone.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of the fact that graves can be subject to violation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, someone can come and disrespect your grave if they want to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like the idea of having a representation of me, a physical representation of me on earth that someone, whether it's because they know me and didn't fuck with me, or just because of a random act of whatever, could do some shit to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just cause further upset for the people that do want to actually visit that place. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Some crazy ex that's just on a mad one.
What about a bench?
Oh my days! So I actually really want a fucking bench.
You want to have a bench?
Yeah, I really, really want a bench. Maybe in Garden Park because that's where I spent most of my time growing up and smoking weed, or just somewhere nice by the river.
Yeah.
But somewhere in London. I want a bench in London.
Yeah.
That kind of symbolizes my life here. Because my ashes will be in Mauritius and my heart end of the day will be there. But I left a fucking mark here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I learned a lot here and I grew up here. And one thing I really connected to, or kept me sane growing up in London, was those pockets of nature that exist throughout London.
Yeah, the minimal.
The minimal it be, but when you can find it and those little bits of sanctuary, do you know what I mean? Those little places really kind of help your mental health and your sanity when you grow up in a place like this.
And I think for a stoner, especially,
them park benches you'd sit on. You know what I do? Yeah, every time I go sit on a park bench and smoke a joint, I read the plaque and I talk to them. I say, I hope you don't mind that I'm sitting here and smoking a joint. I hope you are someone that was chill and liked smoking weed and you're not looking down on me rudely right now.
Yeah.
And thank you for giving me this bench, and I'm probably going to create a nice little moment for myself here, listen to some music, write some bars. I can credit you on my next song. Do you know what I mean? Because I was sitting here when I wrote some fire shit and you helped that, and
shout out
thank
to
you.
Alfred.
Yeah, whoever it might be. I learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube on one bench somewhere in Oxford or some shit last year, and for ages I remembered the name of whose bench it was because I was like, it's thanks to you, really. You know.
But it's funny that people can sit in the same spot, that obviously was their spot, and then you come back to this spot, and you can sometimes get some kind of power,
I feel that so much, man, honestly.
Energy.
And on that plaque I wanted to say, this is for a place for people to sit and get high.
Yeah.
Sit and smoke weed, enjoy it.
The spot for it, yeah.
Yeah, because then I feel a type of way, you're just sitting there, just when I'm by myself, you see the plaque, I do my little speech to them, say walk on, and then I sit there and I smoke in my joint, and I just think about life and shit.
Yeah.
You know? I feel like hopefully this will full circle and someone will be sitting on a bench in my name doing the same thing.
Yeah. Well, if someone disrespected your bench though.
What? I dare someone disrespect my bench. What?
Try it,
bro. I fucking dare you. It's true. Someone could, but I
Less
just
likely.
feel like it's less likely then. And I feel like someone's bench is harder to locate than someone's grave.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. Such is life. I feel like this is kind of like a perfect time to end the episode, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come to it with death.
Genuinely, thank you for coming on. Like,
It's calm, man.
you're fucking
It's
G
good
for
to
that,
make
man.
it out, bro.
For real. Obviously, originally I was gonna come to. We're gonna go to a studio on your side or something, innit?
Yeah,
and do it with
yeah.
some of your boys and that. For season 2 next year, let's try and make that happen, innit?
Definitely.
Because off the back of that, we'll go studio. And obviously, we're not gonna talk about it, but hopefully, we'll have some stuff we can talk about next year that we're kind of planning right now.
Definitely.
But we'll leave it at that. And hopefully, this will be an amazing clip that we can play in the future, and we'll be like, oh.
Looking back.
Who knew?
Yeah, how far we've come.
Innit? Oh shit, but yeah, man, you're a real G, and like it's nice to know you. I'll see you lot next week, and fucking yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Good to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Sweet.
Shout out to Mum if you did it.
Oh yeah, pick up Mum. Yeah.